Good morning and welcome to the Daily Sports Update Show. Welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. I'm Vic. Oh man, what a weekend. What a weekend. People still got a cold, that's the problem. We had a cracking weekend of sport. Good morning, Lawrence, Ronnie, Rose Garden, Tito, Peter, Eric. Oh, you all boy. Yeah, lots of boys in the house this morning. Yeah, we had an interesting weekend of sports. Good American football. You know what? Let me just put out the topics there and we can talk about it. There you go. So we're going to have football, a bit of NFL, NBA, NHL, Eurobasket, rugby, cricket, sumo, darts, MotoGP, skiing, snooker. I mean, we're all over the place this morning. It's going to be great. It's going to be a big show this morning. Nah, man, look, so much good sports this weekend, so much controversy, so much people getting really uptight about red cards and stuff like that. I mean, hey, sports is sports, and that's why we love it. It gets our blood boiling. It gets you with emotions, and that's what we will. That's what we want. So let's get straight into it. Listen, you guys, email address up top if you want to get contact us. But I want to mention 112,000. So we had 112,000. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Keep on liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification button. I did see that Peter from Namibia this morning joined or renewed his membership. Thank you, Peter. Well done, man. Well done. But let's get into it because we've got quite a lot to get into this morning, and I don't want to waste your time. I know, it's either early morning or it's afternoon or late evening, depending if you're in North America or in New Zealand, Australia, or if you're in my time zone here, Central European time. So let's get straight into it. And we're going to start with the ladies today. The English Women's Super League. There were some games last night. The London Lionesses beat Aston Villa 3-1. Brighton and Hove Albion thrashed Leicester ladies 4-1. Liverpool drew to Chelsea 1-1. That's a big surprise. West Ham beat Everton 3-1. And in the North London derby, the old foe, Spurs and Arsenal, they mustered up a beautiful 0-0 draw. Let's have a look at the table there. Cover me there for a second. You got Manchester City out on top ahead of Chelsea, who lost points to Liverpool, who are last. That's the second point this season Liverpool has picked up. So, yeah, Manchester United there in third, followed by Arsenal and Tottenham. So, yeah, very interesting there in the Women's Super League there in England. And then there were World Cup qualifiers. Look, Republic of Ireland with a massive win against Hungary gets them into a playoff position. So they will be in a playoff position for the World Cup. Portugal thrash Armenia without Cristiano. Of course, my man there, Bruno Fernandes with a hat-trick. João Neves with a hat-trick. So that was an impressive result. England got past Albania. So England finished their World Cup group without any lost points. Perfect record. They're going to the World Cup. France beat Azerbaijan there 3-1. Then we look on. Serbia beat Latvia, big win for the Serbs. Ukraine beat Iceland 2-0. Israel beat Moldavia 4-1. And Norway thrashed Italy. Now that is an interesting one because the Italian coach there, Mr. Gennaro Gattuso. To all my Italians, I'm sorry about what I'm going to say, but your team is cuck. He came out last week, it's not fair. Oh, I'm crying you a river. It's not fair that the Italians have to go through a playoff while you're going through a playoff. Because we only lost one game all year, but you lost to Norway twice. You shit. You're not going to make the World Cup. I guarantee you're going to not get knocked out in those playoffs. Didn't that happen last time? Nah, man. Eat more spaghetti and play properly, man. Then there was still one in Africa. Nigeria. Ciao, you're not coming to the World Cup. Nigeria got knocked out yesterday. They lost to the Democratic Republic of Congo on penalties. So Nigeria will not be at the 2026 World Cup in the USA. And there you go. Then we move on to American football, NFL, baby. And what a weekend it was. Yes, the Patriots beat the Jets. That was Thursday night, 14-27. Then yesterday afternoon, that was played in Madrid, in the Real Madrid Stadium there in Santiago Bernabeu, and the Dolphins beat the Commanders 16-13. The Panthers with a good win against the Falcons 30-27. The Buccaneers and the Bills, that was a fireworks game. I watched a little bit of that. The Bills 44, the Bucks 32. Thank you to the Bills. Now, thank you to the Bucks for not winning. Could have helped my Patriots out. The Texans beat the Titans in a tight one, 16-13. The Bears beat the Vikings 19-17. The Packers got past the Giants 27-20. The Bengals lost 12-34 to the Steelers. The Chargers got thrashed by the Jaguars 6-35. Seahawks. Dominique, I still SMS'd you last night. What is wrong with these Seahawks, man? That was a big game you needed to win. They lost 21-19 to the Rams. 49ers back on track, 41-22 against the Cardinals. The Ravens are also starting to come back, 23-16 against the Browns. The Chiefs just not doing well this season, 19-22 against the young Broncos there with Bo Nix. And and the Eagles in a defensive battle there, knocking off the Lions. The Cowboys and the Raiders will play tonight. So let's have a quick look at the tables. We'll start in the AFC there. Of course, we start in the AFC because there's only one team to talk about. My Patriots on top of the league there. 2 wins ahead of the Bills. Then, of course, Pittsburgh in the playoff position. Indianapolis doing well. Denver, and the Patriots are 2 best teams in NFL. No one would have said that at the beginning of the year. Then we move into the NFC. Eagles nicely positioned there in the East. In the North, you got the Bears and the Lions and the Packers fighting it out there. In the South, Tampa Bay still holding on to a lead there. And in the West, it is now the Rams that are dominating ahead of Seattle and San Francisco. Let's have a look at the playoff picture. If the playoffs were to start tomorrow, you would have the Broncos and the Rams both on a bye, and then the Patriots will take on the Jaguars, the Colts will take on the Chargers, and the Steelers will take on the Bills. And on the other side, the Eagles, Packers, Bears, Lions, and Buccaneers, Seahawks. Now, if you're wondering, where are the big teams? There's 2 big teams that are missing in my eyes. Well, 3 actually, but no Ravens, no Chiefs, and the Dallas Cowboys, the joke that is the Dallas Cowboys, where are they? Chiefs, Ravens, I can only see one of them making the playoffs, to be honest. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Then we move into the NBA. I think I've got my NBA stuff ready here. There you go. And in the NBA, the Clippers lost to the Celtics 118-121. Jaylen Brown with 33 points and 13 rebounds for the winning Celtics. James Harden, 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists in a losing cause for the Clippers. Then the Kings lost to the Spurs 123-110. DeAndre Fox with 28 points there. The Nets beat the Wizards 129-106. Michael Porter Jr. with 34 points and 9 rebounds and 7 assists for the Nets. And my friend there, Mr. George, the Swiss boy, 29 points and 6 rebounds. Well done. But it was a losing cause. The Magic lose to the Rockets. The Rockets are on fire, baby. 117-113. Kevin Durant, the man of the match with 35 points. The Warriors beat the Pelicans 124-106. The Blazers lost to the Mavericks. The Mavericks actually get a win for a change. They win 138-133. Cooper Flag there with 21 points and 8 rebounds. The Hawks nip past the Suns 124-122. And the Bulls against the Jazz. That was an OT match. 147-150 the Jazz win. The Australian Giddy had 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists for the Bulls. But the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, Lauri Markkanen, I put his face out there, had 47 points for the Utah Jazz. A lot of trade rumors about him. Lakers are very interested, so let's see what happens there. Take old Lauri away there. Let's have a look. That is your standings in the Eastern Conference of the NBA. The Pistons still out on top there. Only 2 losses this season. Well done to them. In the West, it's a tight race in the West. Thunder still ahead of the Nuggets and the Houston Rockets. And those are, for me, the top 3 teams. I think those are the teams that are going to play for the championship this year. I can only see the winner of the NBA coming out of the West this year so far. Then we did have a little bit of NHL. The Predators lost to the Penguins 4-0. The Canucks beat the Lightning 6-2. My Golden Knights lost to the Minnesota Wild 3-2. The Red Wings beat the Rangers 2-1. And the Avalanche, the Islanders 4-1. Just a quick look at the tables there for you guys. Look, in the East, in the Atlantic, it's Boston on top. And in the Metropolitan, it's New Jersey. But it's still a long way to go there. And we'll see what happens. In the West, how the West was won is, yeah. In the Central, you have the Avalanche ahead of the Stars, and in the Pacific, you have the Kings ahead of the Ducks. Vern's Kraken is now ahead of my Golden Knights. The world, what is going on with the world? Don't forget, this week we do have a lot of EuroLeague coming. It will be the 12th round of the EuroLeague this year. We'll have 2 games this week, some very interesting games coming up, so make sure to join us for that. Then we've got to talk about rugby, my friends. Yep, what a rugby weekend it's been. South Africans are not happy with the referees and the TMO, but listen here, guys. Forbay is Forbay, we won the game. I'm just going to give you the last result of the weekend because Vern did do all the results yesterday, and that was Scotland losing to Argentina 24-33. Scotland actually started, I think it was 21-0 at one stage, if I'm correct. But Argentina, the mighty Argentinians, have come back, kind of solidified their spot as the 6th best team in the world, so that's going to help them in the rankings, which I'm going to show you in a second. Yeah, big games coming up this weekend. We'll get into that later in the week, but Ireland take on South Africa. That's going to be a thrilling one. So we'll see about that. Let's have a look at this Rugby World Rankings. What does it mean, all the wins and losses of last night and of the weekend? Well, South Africa is on top, and South Africa cannot be, doesn't matter what happens this weekend. We can lose by 50 to Ireland. No one's overtaking South Africa this weekend. So South Africa will stay on top, followed by New Zealand. Now, New Zealand, England, and Ireland, that is very close there. But New Zealand have Wales, so I think they'll get past that one, but they won't get a lot. They don't get any points for beating Wales because Wales are more than 10 points off. So we'll see what happens there. But it's very important for the Rugby World Cup that is coming up. Then we move on because we've got to get into a lot of stuff. There was cricket, and South Africa did beat the Indians. Bloody hell, what is wrong with my Indian friends there? I heard the pitch in Calcutta was kak. Not a good pitch. I mean, it was a 5-day international, and after 3 days it was done. So if you're how do you say? If you're an organizer in Calcutta, change the pitch to make it a little bit more batting pitch. That way you might get 5 days. You might sell tickets for 5 days because that's not good, man. That is not good. But well done to the Proteas. Then New Zealand played the West Indies, and of course New Zealand won because the West Indies are not very good at the moment. Congratulations, they won by 7 runs. And last but not least, Sri Lanka took on Pakistan, and Pakistan won that one as well. Pakistan, boys, they're out there in Pakistan. All my Pakistani friends, you boys are doing really well at the moment. Pakistan is on a coming back at everybody. It's a what do you call that? Let's just call it a comeback. There you go. So that is the cricket for today. Then, of course, we cannot go past the sumo. And, it was day 8 in the sumo. And let me try to pronounce all these names. Hakuyo against Takayasu. Takayasu won that one, so he moves to 5-3. Oneshki, the young Ukrainian, the Sekiwake, doing well. I hope he gets to get promoted to Ozeki because he's doing really well. 7-1, he beat Oho. Then Kota Sakura actually won again, the Ozeki. He beat Haradomi. Kota Sakura, I hope actually his record is 7-8 at the end of this tournament. He needs to get relegated. He's not doing well there in the Ozeki division. Then the Yokozuna Onosata, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. He's on a tear, on a mission. Somebody wrote that, one of my Japanese friends wrote that in there. He's on a mission. He just looks unbeatable at the moment. He beat Tamawashi, so fantastic there. And the other Yokozuna Hoshuru, he actually won again. So he won against Uru. He's at 6-2, so that is looking good. It's tightening up there. This is what we have looking forward to today. Well, it's actually probably started already. Tamawashi will take on Oho. Oneshki will take on Haradomi. Kota Sakura will take on Takanoshu. Yoshinofuji will take on Hoshoru. Both 6-2. That Yoshinofuji, Vern says he's very good. Now, is that the guy, Vern, that was up and down and up? I can't remember. And Onosata taking Oshomo. Don't see their problem for Onosata. So, we'll update you again tomorrow. Vern will bring out another update video. It's probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. Then there was some darts, the Grand Slam of darts. And Yeah, the semi-finals, Luke Humphries knocked off Gervin Price. Luke Littler knocked off Danny Noppert. So we had a Luke final. And Luke Littler won 16-11. That's his second straight Grand Slam of darts title. He won it last year. He won it this year. We'll leave him out. We'll leave the result out there. Congratulations to Luke Littler. Well done. Well done, Luke Littler. Then a little bit of motorsports. MotoGP, the last race of the season. It was in Valencia. No Marc Marquez, still injured, but Marco Bezzecchi ahead of Raul Fernandez and Fabio Di Gianantonio. That was your top three. That was the podium. Pedro Acosta, Al Ghaier, and Marquez followed up. Let's have a look at the standings. This is your final standings. Marc Marquez still way out in front, and he didn't ride the last 4 races due to injury. Ahead of his brother Alex Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi, Acosta, the ex-world champion. The man was world champion last year. 2 years ago. Jeez, Bagnaia, it's 2 years since he hasn't been champion, yeah. So Francesco Bagnaia, with a good season there. Totally outclassed by his teammate. But it will be interesting to see who moves to what teams next year. What is going to happen to Jorge Martin, the world champion from last year that was injured the whole year, basically. We'll see what happens there. Then we had a little bit of snooker, my friends. Yes, snooker, the champion of champions final. And Mark Selby did a number there on Judge Trump. So well done to Mark Selby. He beat him 10-5. Selby's a grinder, man. It's not the nicest snooker to watch, but he's a grinder. So congratulations to Mark Selby. We're not finished, my friends. We still have skiing. Yes, in Levi, there in Finland. Fucking hell, it was cold there, man. Gee, I was watching that yesterday morning. -15. I mean, the people were... I get cold just thinking about it. And the win goes to Lucas Braten Pinheiro. Now, he used to be known as Lucas Braten when he still rode for Norway. Now he's riding for Brazil. So he's taken his mother's name, I think, is Pinheiro. Or something like that. So yeah, he's doing really well there. He won ahead of Noel Clement Noel Edward Hallenberg from Finland. A long time I've seen a Finnish skier do so well. Look, I only have one problem with this whole list. I don't mind that Lucas Braten won. There you go. Well done there, Lucas. But I have a big problem. I don't see a Swiss flag on this one. We had a terrible day yesterday. After the first run, it was looking good, but we were terrible. So my Austrian friends will be probably coming in here and hammering us. But that's the morning show. So, hey, we got through a lot of stuff this morning. Hell of a lot. We had football. We had all the stuff this morning. So check it out. Be back tomorrow. Don't forget later today. That cough. Later today is the DEFCON Rugby Show. We have 2 guests on the DEFCON Rugby Show today. We have Jan Lebrand from the Jan Lebrand Sports Channel. And we have Dean Cook from Vietnam. So we're going to have 4 people on the show today. I'm going to do a show with Hamish as well later on his channel. We'll put that up on our channel also later. Check it out. We're going to try to predict Russie's Springbok lineup for against Ireland. I think this one's easier to predict than last week's one. I think I can go more conventional this time. So check that out as well. And otherwise, Eurobasket up this week. We'll see what we'll get into. Of course, big rugby weekend coming up. Guys, have a wonderful morning. Be safe. And spread the word. And see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.